Well, it is time for our monthly tips for the garden with Jan McNeil. And except, Jan, we are not in a garden right now. We're in a coffee shop.
We are.
What's this about?
Recently, my daughter opened a coffee shop, and she'll give you a cup of coffee,
Wonderful.
and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If she's got a cup of coffee here for you.
Thank you, my dear.
All right.
Pleasure.
This is Driftwood Coffee, and it's on Southwest Vermont, just 1 block west of the Southwest Community Center.
Nice.
And she's featuring local art and Hood River Roasters and Delfina's Pastries
and
all
delicious
sorts
coffee.
of good stuff. Right, exactly. Closed on Monday, open Tuesday through Friday from 7 to 4, and
Nice.
then on the weekends 8 to 3.
Well, you know, you might be thinking, well, what does this have to do with gardening? We can tell you that because when you have coffee grounds. So Jan and I are going to go outside now and talk to Dick, who is a landscaper and a master gardener, about using grounds in your flower beds. Let's go,
Okay.
Jan. Well, now we are outside here with Dick. And Dick, tell us, what are the uses of coffee grounds in the garden?
They can be used year-round in compost piles, especially this time of year when the leaves start to fall. They can be added into the compost with the leaves and taking down the vegetable gardens with the material from that.
Well, and you know, there are some people that say, oh, they're too acidic for us, but you have a different view on that.
They're actually fairly neutral as they get mixed in with other materials in the compost.
Yeah.
So it is not a high acid base.
So it's really, you can either put them into a compost pile and continue composting, or you can actually just lightly sprinkle them on your garden.
Put them thinly around plants
Nice.
and use it as a mulch.
All right, well now back to you, Jan. So what are the rest of the tips for gardening this month?
Well, now's the time to bring houseplants in.
Yeah.
And make sure they're cleaned up and bug-free if you can.
Yeah.
People worry about spiders coming in the house and other insects at this time of
And
year,
they
and they're
will.
going to come in. We come in.
We
Why
do.
would they not come in? So just clean up those plants and bring them in and make sure they have enough light for the plant
Yeah.
that it is. And also the spiders are not uncommon. You get a lot of garden spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Just whisk them back out and make sure that you've got some sealed areas.
Yeah. Now, Jan, I've noticed some containers here. Let's talk about what to do with them at this time of year.
Well, the containers are fine. This is it's a east-facing wall. It's going to get enough sun.
Yeah.
The one issue on here is that there's an overhang, and many people have overhangs. And to make sure that any container or planters are moist enough, and
Yeah.
you might have to do a little watering in the winter.
Yeah.
Otherwise, these containers will be fine, and the bamboo is starting to sprout, so I hope
That's a good thing.
Fine.
And speaking of water, we in the Pacific Northwest, in the Portland, Vancouver area especially, have had a long dry spell, and a lot of plants already look kind of dead. What do you suggest doing with those?
Right. A lot of plants are stressed. If you can get some water to them while they're still stressed and bring them back a little bit before
Yeah.
winter happens, that's good. Sounds like we're going to have some rain here pretty soon, so that'll help. But don't assume that those plants are dead.
Yeah.
Leave them in. Don't take them out, even if they look dead, because next spring you may find that there's some new growth there that you didn't know was
Wonderful.
there. But we may lose some plants over the winter.
It wouldn't surprise me. And you know what? What does surprise me is how much I love coffee. So I'm going to finish this. Thank you so much, Jan. And thank you, Dick.
Thank you.
Bye.